is the star of Inside the NBA, Hall of Famer Charles Barkley, back on the program. Chuck, good to see you. Finish this sentence. If the Lakers lose tonight, ...
The Lakers, I told you 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, the Lakers aren't a good team. They got two really, really good players, but they're not a good team. ESPN just swings on them like they choke, like everything tastes like chicken. But the Lakers are not a good team. They're going to lose either this round or next round, but more likely this round. But they're not very good.
What do you think the future, like if let's say you're Luka and you look around, JJ didn't play anybody off the bench. LeBron's got maybe 2 more years left.
The Lakers are not going to be a contender with the team they have now. Your best player can't be 40. Or I just don't think that makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, your best player can't be 40. I mean, and JJ was wrong the other night to play those guys the entire second half because, number one, it's probably going to affect them tonight. It definitely affected them down the stretch the other night. Both of those guys missed layups, and they made some mental mistakes with the ball. So, no, this is not the Lakers' year. And people think I hate on the Lakers. I told you, the Lakers aren't a good team. But ESPN was just swinging on them like they were damn King Kong. And so,
but if you're Luka, do you want to stay? Do you want to re-sign? If you're looking around at what you have with Austin Reeves, a nice player, but what are you going to build on when LeBron's gone?
Well, I don't know the answer to that question first and foremost, but I don't think he can go anywhere. I mean, he's going to be a Laker probably for life from this point going forward.
Okay. All right. I was,
Dan, the clowns at ESPN, they always make me laugh.
Wait, aren't you going to be working there in like 6 weeks?
But Dan, I'm going to be a straight shooter. It's interesting how they were discussing Giannis this week. Like, should Giannis want to leave? I'm like, I clearly don't remember when I played. I don't remember saying, we need to get Charles Barkley some help in Philadelphia or Phoenix, or Karl Malone some help in Utah, Patrick Ewing some help in New York. I don't remember guys in the media kissing my ass and Carl's ass and Patrick's ass like, well, Giannis should want to leave Milwaukee now because he can't win the championship. I wonder what all the guys were when I played, asking me to get some help. I mean, they were kissing. They were like loving the Lakers, loving the Celtics, loving Michael, loving the Pistons. But I don't remember all these kiss asses back in the day saying, we need to get Charles Barkley some help because he can't win a championship in Philly or Phoenix. But it makes me laugh. They're like, no, Giannis got to leave Milwaukee. That already started. Like, wow. Y'all weren't concerned about us other great players back in our day, but y'all all of a sudden now, y'all like, oh, Giannis has got to leave Milwaukee now. His championship window closed. I'm like, man, thanks for helping me out when I went out there with nobody.
You had a great team in Phoenix.
We had a really good team in Phoenix.
You guys should have won the title that year.
No, Michael was better.
Mike was better, but you guys had a better team than the Bulls.
It was a pick'em series, but Michael was the greatest ever. And then in the next 2 years, Akeem was better than me when it counted. So, hey, listen, all I wanted, one of the reasons I got out of Philadelphia, I just wanted a chance. I had 3 chances at it, and we lost to the champs 3 years in a row. That's all you want. But I don't want to stack my team ever. I'm going to always be against super teams, period.
All right, I'm watching last night, you guys after the Pacers game, and Shaq is blaming Giannis for the altercation, the incident with Tyrese Haliburton's dad.
Yeah, Shaq was 100% wrong and stupid on that subject. I've never seen that. Number one, I want to thank Tyrese for coming out and apologizing. And then I want to thank his dad for coming out and apologizing. Like, I ain't never seen that before. I'm over 40 years in the NBA. I've never seen a parent. It was like AAU crap.
Yeah.
You know how much I hate AAU. It's like these parents, they think they can scream their kid to the NBA, It drives me flat crazy. But they apologize. And let me tell you something. Giannis is one of my favorite players. He became more of one of my favorite players last night. Because ain't no way in the hell I wouldn't have clocked his ass there. Ain't no way I wouldn't have clocked him. And I ain't trying to be no fake tough guy on television. There's no way I wouldn't have punched him in the face when he did what he did. There's no way. And like I say, I ain't trying to be no fake tough guy. But in that heat of the moment, Giannis said it, I didn't know it was his dad. If a regular fan came on the court and did that to me, I 100% would have punched him in the face.
Should he get the same punishment as if that was just a fan and not Tyrese Haliburton's dad?
I don't even know what the appropriate punishment is. Like I say, I'm glad they both apologized. I'm not sure what the punishment is, what was fair.
How about you keep him away from the first playoff game, the next playoff game at home?
That's fair. That's fair. I don't think he should be executed, but I think, hey, you can't come to the next two games at home. I think that would be fair.
Or if he wants to be on the court so badly, he must play 5 minutes for the Pacers.
That would be a great. He has to start the game and play the first quarter for his son.
Yeah.
That would be a great punishment.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, he's got to guard Donovan Mitchell. I think
That's right.
For five
But,
minutes.
hey, he has to play. You can break it up how you want to. He has to play 20 minutes.
He's Charles Barkley, the Hall of Famer, Turner Sports Inside the NBA analyst. I know athletes hate it when, people in my position say somebody quit. So I was trying to come up with a better description for what the Miami Heat did the other night against Cleveland. If they didn't quit, what exactly did they do?
Well, it's interesting. It's three things I don't like doing. One thing I would never do, says somebody should get fired. I've made that clear for 25 years. I can say they're not doing a good job, but I would never say somebody should get fired. That's just like my number one rule. Secondly, I don't like using the word choke or quit because that's damning. But the Miami Heat quit in Game 4 because if you were not embarrassed after Game 3, and to come out and play like you did in Game 4, the Miami Heat, they quit. They were ready for Cancun, and it was really unfortunate because I have so much respect for Pat Riley, Alonzo Mourning, and Eric Spoelstra. And like I say, the Cavs were going to win the series. But to come out there and quit like that, but Eric Spoelstra said that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing for the Heat organization. And but I have faith in Pat Riley, Alonzo Mourning, and Eric Spoelstra. They're gonna fix it. I mean, once Jimmy Butler forced his way out of there, they needed to get the season over with. I hated it ended as badly as it did, and it was unfortunate. But they quit.
Steve Kerr came out and said Draymond Green is the best defender he's ever seen.
Well, he can say that, but he's supposed to. That's his player. But he's not a better defender than Michael, Kobe, Dennis Rodman. He's a terrific defender, but he's not. He's gonna say that.
Yeah, but you got to be also honest when you do it from the standpoint of he played with Michael, so he did see the best defensive player.
Listen, I think in the moment he got to say the reason Draymond wasn't in the game because Sengun was cooking him and got him in foul trouble. Like Draymond was in foul trouble. Why was he in foul trouble? Because Sengun was cooking him. So, but listen, Draymond is a heck of a player. He's a really good player. He's a really good defender. But I expect coaches to defend their players. I really do.
He's not a better defender than Rodman was when Dennis was with the Pistons.
No, he was not. No, he was not a better defender than Rodman. I can 100% say that. Dennis was amazing.
But Pippen, to me, was a better defender than Mike. Scotty could guard everybody.
Well, he couldn't guard me. Hey, they doubled me with Horace Grant. Now, let's get that out the way.
Okay, all right,
But
that's fair.
but you know what? I will agree. Scott is a better defender than Draymond. I'll give him his flowers. Um,
Who did
but
you love seeing on you? Like
I
when
never, I never even worried about it, Dan. Nobody. You remember back in the day when they had the Jordan stopper? We used to laugh about that. Like, are you serious?
Gerald Wilkins?
Like, are you serious right now? There's no great player. There's no great player who can be stopped. You can make him work hard. Like, you can't stop Giannis. You can't stop Bird. You can't stop Dominique Wilkins. You're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop Kwame. Now, you can make us work hard, but this notion that you're going to stop a great player, that's insane. You're not going to stop a great player, period.
But there wasn't a guy where you go, because George Gervin, I asked him that question. I said, Ice, who was the guy that you couldn't wait to see on the court? And he goes, Kevin Greavy. He played for the Baltimore Bullets. He said, I loved playing against Kevin Greavy because I knew I was going to score. You didn't have that guy where you go, I'm putting up 40.
Well, I felt like I was going to get double teamed 95% of the time. I never thought that one guy could guard me. It's interesting when people put up still photos of me. A couple of people noticed this. They're like, why aren't you looking at the defender? I said, first of all, I'm not even worried about the guy guarding me because I'm always looking past the defender.
Yeah.
If you get a still photo with me with the ball, I'm never even worried about the guy guarding me. I'm looking like, where's the double team coming from or where I'm going? I'm and I didn't even know this. So one of my friends, he said, man, I'm looking at these old photos of you when you got the ball. You're not even looking at the guy. I said, dude, I'm not even worried about one guy stopping me. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Rodman. I don't care if it's Kevin McHale, who's a great defender. Kevin McHale's the best player I ever played against. I'm looking like, is there a double team or what angle am I going? I'm never worried about one guy stopping me, period.
What if Jordan guarded you?
He's too little. He's too little. Listen, Michael, he can't guard me in the post. He's too little.
Did you say that to him?
I've said it to him 1,000 times. Too little. Little man, hey, little man, you at the wrong place. Hey, I always say, little man, you at the wrong place at the wrong time.
wait, he's taller than you.
He's too little, though. He's too little.
He can jump.
Yeah, he gonna fly because I'm gonna hit his ass. I'm gonna hit him with elbows. Hey, Dan, I'm gonna hit him with elbows and ass. He's gonna fly.
What was it like when you guarded him?
I can't guard him. It was really funny. He actually talked about this one time. We switched out, and I get down in my defensive stance, and he just started laughing. He did. I switched out, and he looked at me, and he just started laughing and just said, "Are you serious right now?" And he actually passed the ball, but because he was laughing so hard.
Golden State didn't double you when you scored 56.
And you know what's really funny about that? I had, I think, 24, 26 the first quarter. So I'm running by the bench, and I said, Nelly, you better double me. He says, nope. After I get like the first 10, the first quarter, I said, Nelly, are you going to double me? He said, not all night. I'm not going to double you. So I got like 24 the first quarter, basically. I think I had 28 the first half. And I'm screaming at Nelly, you better double me. And he's screaming at me, not a chance I'm going to double you. I said, Byron Houston's too little. Chris Gatlin too little. It's so funny because Nelly was amazing. And I'm screaming at him, are you going to double me? He's like, I'm not going to double you all night. And that's actually a true story.
That was your high, 56?
Yes. I think that was the game because I was already mad because Nike made a commercial with me, with Chris Webber dunking on me. And so We
Did he bring
Nike,
the ball around his back and then went in and
yes,
dunked? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because my mind said to me, I said, Chris is not a great free throw shooter. I'm gonna foul him. So I reached for the ball to foul him, and he took it. I was gonna take a foul, and he took it behind his back and dunked on me, and it was a 3-point play. So Nike calls me and said, "Hey, can we use this in a commercial?" I said, "Of course." I'm not upset about it. I got everybody's been dunked on. So then when they when the commercial come out and Chris says, "Well, I don't care what anybody say, you're my role model." He's laughing in the barbershop. I says, "Oh, I got to make him pay for that. I got to make him pay for that."
A side topic: what is Bill Belichick doing?
Well, this is a very slippery subject for me because Bill's one of my really good friends. Um, I don't, I'm not sure what's going on. He's been a great friend for me for a long time. We've been friends since he coached for the Browns. I think he got to be very careful right now. This is starting to be on a very slippery slope. He's the greatest football coach ever for him and Nick Saban, for college Nick Saban, for Bill to NFL. Yeah, from what I'm hearing, it's starting to be a very slippery slope. And I never talk about people's personal relationship. That's another rule I got. But I will admit I'm a little concerned with some of the stuff that's going on, and I might actually reach out to him and make sure everything's good. But I am concerned from what I'm hearing, because yeah, it's not a look. It's not a good look right now. I'll admit that.
And he's such a control freak, but he's relinquished control, it feels like. That's what's surprising to me.
Yeah. Listen, man. I have very strict rules on things about. Don't ask me no personal questions. Nobody in my family can speak. No, I'm the one who's famous. I'm the one who have to deal with all the crap. No, don't speak. Don't say anything because if you say something, it's just gonna muddy the water. That's what I call it. If any family members speak out, it's just gonna muddy the water. And yeah, I'm a little concerned. I'll admit that because he's my friend through good, bad, and whatever. And I hope everything's all right.
Whenever I see you doing those Capital One commercials and you got Spike Lee, it dawned on me the last time. Could Spike ever play basketball?
No,
Okay.
no. And let me tell you something. There's two people who I work with are the best at what they do. There's a guy named Joe Pitka, who's one of the greatest directors of all time. The second one is Sam Jackson. They are the two best I've ever worked with when it comes to making commercials because they know what works. Like sometimes we both of those guys, when we're shooting a commercial, they're like, "No, that sucks. We're not gonna do it like that." Joe Picker and Sam Jackson, they're like, "No." And Sam was like, "Who wrote this crap? Who wrote this crap?" And he says, "That doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. Let's do it like this." But those are the two best I've ever worked with as far as knowing what works on camera. Joe Pick and Samuel L. Jackson, they are the best. But Spike has zero athletic ability. Zero.
All right. Just wanted to know.
No, zero athletic ability.
Are you golfing today?
No, we got it's kind of hard because we work till 2 in the morning and I have to get up early to play because we got to be back in the studio by 6 o'clock tonight. So I'll start playing next week, to be honest with you, because once we get teams eliminated, we have a lot. We work every night, but we have some nights we have like one game. But right now we still have two games going to 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'm not golfing right now.
Shaq had to go to the bathroom the other night.
No, man, that was hilarious, wasn't it? Hey, but you know what's so funny, Dan? He's not even my age yet. Like back probably 5 to 7 years ago, if I had to go to the bathroom, like if I was watching something on television, I could hold it. And like once I got like 55, you can't. And he's getting at that age now. Be like, yeah, if you try to hold it, it's gonna come out on its own. Yeah, that so I told him, I says, welcome to old time age, brother. You can't you when you gotta go, you gotta go. It's that simple.
We got to go. Great to talk to you again. Thank you, Chuck.
All right, brother. Thanks for having me. You take care of yourself, brother.